What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Quarantine Chronicles. We're going to cover something that's even more of a topic than creatine, like we did on my last post, which I know you all watched. We're gonna cover what it is, not just protein. We're gonna cover what it is, how it works, how much to take, why it's important to take that much, and a couple of other things, and different types. So first things first, we're gonna cover today is gonna be whey protein. Okay, there's different kinds of protein. There's soy protein, there's pea protein, there's whey protein, there's casein protein. There's all different kinds. Now, with the rest of the series, what I've done is I've gone through and I've kept along the theme of recovery. Okay, so the name of the game is recovery. You want to grow, you grow in recovery. We've covered this. No reason to beat a dead horse, right? So first things first. We're going to cover whey. So what is whey protein? Whey is a protein derived from cheese and milk in the cheese making process, okay? Milk itself, it's the liquid part of that. Milk itself is made up of 80% whey protein, right? And 20% casein protein. I'm gonna get into the different types of proteins later, but the reason I'm going through whey protein specifically is because it's very fast absorbing. Why is that important, right? And I'm gonna get to a little bit more depth of that later, but whey protein, right, in the essence of recovery, it's very fast absorbing because it gets broken down very easily, right? We've talked about gastric emptying rate, we've talked about absorption rates, and we've talked about all this, that, and the other. Now, the reason is it doesn't curdle in the stomach. When you introduce whey protein to low pH environment like your stomach, it doesn't curdle, okay? So it absorbs, boom, 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 right? In first video, we talked about branched chain amino acids, okay? So we talked about that caveat. With that caveat, one of the main drivers of protein, all the proteins, but whey protein is it spikes insulin, right? Insulin's our fuel that we use, just like gas in a car. And the reason that's important is it maximizes amino acid potential, okay? It enhances and maximizes muscle protein synthesis, right? Again, it spikes insulin post-workout. So the reason that becomes a very important issue and the reason that carries so much weight is because you can aid recovery and help retain your lean muscle mass while you're increasing your strength. That's it. How do you become strong and ripped, right? Very easily put. Well, this is how you can do it, okay? It's depending on the protein you choose. Most of them are very low calorie, right? But they also carry low sugar, right? That's another important thing. Whole other topic with that, but that means you can use them as a snack. Not necessarily a meal replacement unless it's deemed a meal replacement, so it would need more calories for that. But when we talked about counting our macros, calculating our macros and things like that, we talked about, caloric deficit. And if you're dieting, you have to get your macros, fats, carbs, and proteins. That way you can get your protein numbers, right? While continuing to maintain a caloric deficit, okay? So really what it boils down to now is how much protein should I take, right? Specifically whey. Now I'm gonna say specific whey because there's a reason for casein, you can take more, but bear with me for a second. So remember when I talked about calculating your macros in another video, we talked about protein has a limit, has a ceiling, how much you can take, right? I generally say about 25 grams a dose or an hour. We talked about gastric emptying rate, so about an hour. And the reason is, and I've covered this before, is there's an ammonia group attached to the protein molecule, right? And the way we clear excess ammonia from the body, right, is your body converts it to uric acid, out to urea, and then into urine. Okay? Literally, you will be peeing your money away. Nobody wants to do that. So, 25 grams is a pretty nice realm to make sure you get it all, okay? You can take upwards of 30, maybe you can take more. You could find out the exact number if you choose a great rule of thumb. Okay, now, I would like to add this in for casein protein. Casein's a slow digesting protein, okay? When it enters the stomach, it curdles, so therefore it's slow absorbing, okay? A great way to put on weight, right? And we talked about putting on strength in the other video where we talked about having an excessive caloric intake, right? Having more calories in. We can take upwards of 70 grams of casein protein. Now bear with me. A great trick to be able to put on weight and put on strength, right, is to take a casein protein shake before you go to bed, okay? Now the reason that's important is you can, again, hit your protein numbers, right? Let's say you haven't had enough protein in the day, and again, you can take upwards of 70 grams because it's slow digesting. So you also avoid a catabolic environment, okay? Catabolism is muscle breakdown. And when you sleep, let's pretend you sleep for 8 hours, you go into 8 hours of starvation. Okay, essentially you don't eat for 8 hours. So I always wake up skinny, right? But you can delay that catabolic response, right? So essentially you're feeding your body while you're sleeping. Okay? That will end eventually once it's all absorbed. But instead of having 8 hours of starvation, let's just throw it out there and say we can get 6 hours of starvation as an individual response. It's a great trick to put on weight, lean weight, not just putting on burger weight, right? That's important. It's important to know that soy proteins, okay, soy protein, rice protein, these are incomplete proteins because there's 9 essential amino acids, okay, that's in the animal base that comes from milk. The other ones, plant-based proteins, are incomplete protein profiles, okay? They don't have all the essential amino acids. It's been shown that soy converts to estrogen in the male body, okay? Just keep that in mind for you guys out there that maybe you're vegans, maybe you're vegetarians. There's nothing wrong with that. Just know that there's a high likelihood that soy, high soy amounts will convert to estrogen, and that is the enemy when it comes to muscle building, okay? If you are gonna use it as a snack, there's nothing wrong with that. It's great to get in your protein. You're gonna have to get your protein bars, or you're gonna get your protein drinks. It's great to take in a fasted state. What is a fasted state? Well, that's gonna be where you are essentially empty. You haven't eaten, you haven't drank for X amount of time, okay? So you're gonna increase that absorption rate in a fasted state. If you're gonna use it as a snack, all right, 30 to 45 minutes before a meal, okay? The name of the game is gonna be recovery. That's it, all right? So that's why, again, when should you take your protein? In your 25-ish gram dose. And here's a good example. You'll see a lot of proteins. Go to GNC, mark my words. Go to GNC and look on their proteins and it'll say 1 scoop or 1 serving size is 60 grams, okay? You cannot process that. That's just how it goes. Your body will not use it and you will literally pee your money away. Generally, for example, it'll say something like 3 scoops is 1 serving, right? 1 serving is 60 grams, too much, okay? You can cut that into thirds and take 1 scoop, all right? Oh man, but it's supposed to be a weight gainer, right? No one said that you had to take all that at one time. If you still take your 3 scoops, in this essence of a weight gainer, over time, you're still gaining those calories, but you do it smartly so that you can use all the protein that you're taking. You can get all the growth, you can get all the recovery, okay? So what type of protein as far as brand? That is up to you. You can't put 10 people in a room and they all like the same one. Find what you like, find what works, okay? Because if you don't like the taste of it, you're not gonna drink it, and that's it. It's a little bit of trial and error, okay? So I implore you to go out and do your trial and error. Keep it within a 25 gram dose, okay? Keep it, each dose being 1 hour of whey protein. Make sure you take it post-workout to get that insulin spike to push all the branch chains and things, all the amino acids as that vehicle to get it into the cell. Do that. If you want to gain weight, put on good lean muscle mass and avoid catabolism while you sleep, get casein protein. It's a milk-derived protein, right? That slow digesting one, take it before you go to bed. And most importantly, is it NCAA compliant? Yes, most of them are, okay? Again, nothing's FDA regulated, all right? So what's gonna happen is, most of the kids in college, you have a team nutritionist. Take your supplements, they normally have a list, and get it approved by them first. Generally, protein's a little easier, they may have a protein ready for you. You guys have questions, comments, anything, put them into the comments, whatever. DM me, email me, jeff@njfast.com, 3 S's. Check out our website, njfast.com, 3 S's. Look us up on social media, all of our social medias, Facebook, YouTube, all these things, at NJFast, okay? Ask me questions. That's what I'm here to do, is help. I'm here to help you. And that's it for today, guys. I hope everybody stays healthy. Hope everybody stays safe. Be well.